There are many wars on the planet Earth, and there are many natural disasters at this time. This is imperative for the spiritual awakening. You are moving into a fifth dimension perception. You are not going anywhere. Some of you are asking, where is fifth dimension? What is this new world? What is this new Earth? And it is not a place you're going. It is
I'd like to welcome back to the show returning champion, Tara Arnold. How you doing, Tara?
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me back. It's nice
Of
to see you.
course. A pleasure to see you as well, my dear. Thank you so much for coming back. Last time you were on the show, last couple times you were on the show, the audience really liked you. The tribe really gravitated to your to Saint Germain, the Saint Germain that comes through you and that your work. So I wanted to have you back because the world's a little topsy turvy right now, and
It
wanted to hear
is.
what Saint just a slight bit, and kind of wanted to
Yeah.
hear what Saint Germain had to say. But before we jump in with Saint Germain, what is your personal vibe, or what have your spirit guides been telling you about what's going on in the world uh, as far as the wars are concerned, and the divisions, and just the upside down nature that is happening right now in the world?
Well, there's a couple waves of light workers that are awakening. And so the first wave of light workers that we're getting a lot of shatters and a lot of like trauma, going through a lot of trauma. They're kind of moving out of that to being more in the now moment. And the second wave with the COVID started to awaken. And so all the shatters that they're getting, the difference is like if the first wave, it's like they take the planet and they divide it up into three groups, is what they show me. And the first wave is like in childhood, you would go through a lot of trauma to transmute the dark back to light from all the past lifetimes from the last like 2000 years. And then you have those frequencies to offer to everyone around you. So people can start downloading those frequencies. So first waves moving out, like as of January this year, was moving out into the a new frequency. And then second wave was starting to move into it. So for example, if first wave transmuted poverty from childhood, they were very poor and they were doing all this shatters of like, maybe they were homeless or they didn't have enough food to eat. They transmute those frequencies. And then second wave might have had money growing up. And now they're so they experienced like comfort when they're growing up, and now they're in like some people are having financial difficulties, so now they're experiencing what it's like not to have money. This is just an example with the money, but it's like with everything. So first wave transmuted a lot of frequencies in one way, and second wave is transmuting it in another. So it's like, oh, how the emotions come up with those two different scenarios. One is not having money as a child, and then second wave is like, oh, I was comfortable and now it's being taken. So it's like still around poverty, but it's different frequencies of poverty. So it's like first wave was transmuting a lot of the really lower dense energies of
Hmm.
like you were saying, wars and imprisonment, and it's like all of us create some kind of prison in our reality, and then it's, can you be free while imprisoned? Like, can you get back to the light, and can you transmute all those emotions? And so as you're going through your shatters, it's like surrendering and allowing, and as you allow it to come to the surface, it gets transmuted. So what they're showing me now, because of the shift, it's like the age of Aquarius sort of energy. It's coming in like the Piscean age, and then the Aquarian age. It's that first wave light workers group. It's going to be less shatters and more light, and then second wave is going through their shatter. So there's a lot of people that are getting very triggered and very like almost like their whole world changes. Like you saw what happened with COVID and the wars, and it's just like everything that they thought was safe is now not safe, because safety is just what the ego likes. The ego tries to make us feel like we need to be safe, but the spirit's all energy, and the spirit is source energy. So what does it need to feel safe from? Nothing. So it's like this illusion of us needing to feel safe. So all our safety gets taken until we surrender and realize that we didn't need to feel safe, that we are everything. We are all energy. So second wave's having a really hard time. And that would be like, and when I tap into your audience's frequency, there's a lot of people that are coming to your channel that are in second wave. So with COVID, they had started to have their awakening, their spiritual awakening, and started to ask questions outside themselves, like, why is this happening? And starting to go in, and all the shatters motivate us to go in. So if we didn't have all the triggers and the shatters and the wars and all the financial struggles, and then we wouldn't be motivated to look elsewhere. We would just continue to look outside ourselves. So it motivates you to go in and start your spiritual awakening. And so even though it's very difficult, there is a gift in it. And the spirit guides show me that everything on planet, they're saying that it's all in alignment. They're very excited for this awakening and how things are moving rapidly on the planet. The time has very sped up in our perception. And yeah, so second wave's going through some struggles, and third wave isn't going to awaken. So those are the people on the planet that trigger second wave and first wave. So those would be like sociopaths, narcissists. I don't like to put labels, but it's kind of the energy I see. It's like
Shadowy energy, darker energy.
yeah, like the dark energy.
Low vibration.
Right. But second and first wave wouldn't awaken without them triggering. So that group is here for just as big of a reason as the first and second wave. So it's like we're all doing our part, and there's a gift in everything. So
that's the one thing that people don't understand, and I'd love to dig into that just a little bit deeper, is that without the dark, without the shadows, there is no light. So you need the one in order to experience the other. If all of us were happy-go-lucky, it doesn't, you really aren't being pushed or tugged or forced to go in or look inward or do anything like that. It's very much like, I'll go back to my roots in the movie business with story. If a story is everyone is cool and happy, and we're just living our lives, that's a boring ass movie. But when Darth Vader shows up, everyone's like, ooh, or Voldemort shows up, ooh, now there's a counterbalance. And when that negative energy comes in, the positive energy has to rise to balance it. Is that a fair statement?
yeah, you need both. You need the dark and the light in order to propel forward. Like you need both comments on your YouTube, the negative and the positive, in order for the energy to flow, because the universe doesn't judge negative or positive. It just sees it as energy. It's just our egos judge it as something bad. So if you get a shatter or trigger, then get excited about that gift, like surrender. If you're having anxiety, just surrender into it and enjoy that feeling, and the feeling will transmute quickly. But if you're resisting it, you just bury it back in your body. It causes dis-ease in the body, and it's coming to the surface whether we want it or not, because the whole planet is awakening, and all these past lifetimes are happening now. So because it's like now stacked moments, like it's not linear time like how we see it with the past and the future, and everybody watching this knows that from your other videos, but it's like now stacked moments. And so the other lifetimes, we didn't realize that we had the power to transmute these frequencies back to love. We thought God was outside of us. We thought the source energy was something outside of us. And so we always felt powerless. We didn't know we had the power to transmute that. So this lifetime, we're awakening to remembering we have the power to transmute that. So whether or not you want this all to come to the surface, like everybody on the planet having so much anxiety, it's all the emotions from past lifetimes that you didn't transmute because you didn't know you had the power to are coming to the surface. And all of us on planet Earth have expanded, like the first and second wave have expanded to the point where it's transmuting rapidly and rapidly. So the best thing to do from what Saint Germain's saying is just relax into it, surrender. The dark can't be there if you're having joy with it. So as soon as you have like a panic or anxiety, it's like relaxing into it. Do laughter yoga, like I'm about to beat my house, and I can't, that panic and fear of the trauma, like I just got assaulted, and then just laugh about it. Like anything that's there, it gets transmuted instantly if you go into joy, because the ego says, well, I can't, if she's happy with this, I can't stay because she's going into her heart, and I'm in the head, right? So it's like switching it really fast by doing laughter yoga. I don't know if you ever heard of laughter yoga,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's just where oh, okay, you have. Okay, so it's
Mhm.
just where you laugh at your situation that's not in your perception, that's not so good, and then it takes you right out of the dark.
That's very true, though. I mean, if a lot of times it's not easy, by the way. It's not easy.
It's
What
not,
you're saying,
no.
what you're saying is not like, it's like, oh yeah, just like, when you're getting beat up, laugh. I'm like, no, no, I'm not saying that. But when some dark thing happens to you or something, you get into a fender bender, or you drop a glass of milk on the floor. And, a lot of times I used to just just get so upset and angry. God, why does this happen to me? And this stuff. And then after a while now, when things like that happen, I don't do it all the time, but most of the times I'll laugh. I'm like, well, I guess that needed to happen. And I just
Yeah.
move along. It doesn't hold on. The power doesn't stick with it. You give it no power. So you
Right,
don't
right.
allow yourself to be brought down by it. And by the way, everything we're talking about is all being done within ourselves. Like when you're angry at somebody else, that other person doesn't feel it. Like
Exactly.
if you have resentment towards somebody else, you're just killing yourself. You're not killing the other person, with that resentment inside of you. So it's best to let go of that hatred or that anger within yourself so you can be free, because you're just tore that prison you were talking. We all put ourselves in these little prisons. That's one of those prisons. Would you agree?
Yes, for sure, for sure. So when you spill the milk, it's getting excited about that too. Like if there's a way to break the glass, you did it perfectly. Like I think Matt Kahn, you've had him on your show. He said that. Yeah. It's the way to get out of it is just to love everything that's happening
Yeah, and
around you,
it's happening for you, not
to you.
not to you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
which is a big learning lesson. To every time something happens that I'm not real happy with, I'm like, okay, why is this happening? What is this trying to teach me? And if you look at life like that, it does make life a little bit more palatable walking through it
Yes.
sometimes, because it can be tough. It can be tough. So before we jump in with Saint Germain, let me ask, can you tell the audience who are you channeling, how you channel, and what your process is, so people kind of understand what's going on?
Sure. So I channel Ascended Master Saint Germain and other Ascended Masters. And the way I do it is that they bring in light language into my brain, and I translate it into English. And as they're bringing it in, they're bringing through divine light code frequencies through my chakras to the audience. So if you would like some healing of any kind, just put the intention out there. And they time and distance doesn't matter, so they can bring through healing through the video, and everything that they're bringing through, like we connect with the audience's energy. So um, Saint Germain will tap in and read the frequencies as we answer the questions, and then he'll show me like what they're transmuting. And so I might be channeling messages from him, and then Jesus might hop in with some divine light for the heart chakra, and then he leaves, and then Mother Mary comes in with something for the sacral chakra, and then she leaves. But they just hop in and out really quickly, and I can feel the energies coming through my chakras, and they blend into my auric field. They don't take over my body. It's like a dance of the spirit. So now it like people who trance channel, it's being a conscious trance channel. So you're fully conscious while you're deep in trance, so that your spirit can be part of the blending of energies. And they just bring in messages through light language, or um, they might, if I can't find the words in the brain to grab, they'll bring in smells, tastes, feelings, emotions, and then I translate that. So it's like building the puzzle pieces really fast. And this is what I teach people to do. Like it's really easy. Everyone can do it because we all have all the intuitive abilities, all the psychic abilities. It's just we're remembering that we do. So it's just turning them back on. So yeah, everyone can channel, and it's fun. It's more comfortable to speak um channeling because the spirit's like really comfortable there. It's more difficult to speak like how I'm sitting here talking to you now, because I'm using my mind. And so when I get out of the way, then they can bring through messages, and then my spirit just kind of dances with them. And it's like there's two aspects of me. One's translating, then there's another aspect of me that's like talking to them, having a conversation, maybe daydreaming, maybe take that night really deep. I'll forget that I'm channeling. I can still hear it. I'm just not paying attention to it. And so sometimes I come out of trance, I'm surprised because I'd forget that I'm channeling. But yeah, so it's just a blending of energies. It's fun. Everyone can do it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, so I've only had Saint Germain on the show. What are the other ascended masters that you have been able
I
to start to
usually just
channel?
translate through Saint Germain. I have done a few YouTube videos. It's the one I'm most comfortable with because of my upbringing was very strict Catholic, and I had a lot of like punishment from and fears from the church and from my parents around not I wouldn't be worthy of channeling them, right? So that's why Saint
Obviously.
Germain came in, and I was like, oh, he's not associated with the church. So this is how it first started. um, Jesus first came, was giving me messages when I was a natural therapist, and I would give the messages to the clients. And then when I started trance channeling, I didn't feel comfortable because I thought I was going to get in trouble by or blasphemy or something. So I just didn't have the confidence. So then Saint Germain came in, but when he came in, he said that Jesus and Buddha were two spirit guides, spiritual leaders for like the Piscean age. And he's like, I'm coming to you because we're moving into the Aquarian age. So when he comes in, Jesus and Buddha always come in with him, and they just kind of stand, like I can see them standing at each side of him. And he's saying that he's coming to so many people. If you see violet in your third eye when you're meditating, or when you're relaxed, or when you go to bed at night and you shut your eyes, that means Saint Germain's already working with you on some level. So he's coming to a lot of people on the planet. It's not just going to be like one or two people that are channeling him or working with him, because he brings in this violet flame of transmutation for the Aquarian age. And we're all moving into the Aquarian age. So if you'd like to work with him, just call him in and you'll start to see the violet flame. That means he's evoked the violet flame within you. And this violet flame you can use to transmute emotions, pain, feelings, yeah, just it's like to visualize it and put the intention, and that violet flame will start working. Yeah, so it's
Very,
he's a lot of fun. He's very serious, and he sits like I can feel like when he blends his energy, I can feel his personality. He sits very good posture. And he's very serious, but then all of a sudden he just crack a joke. So it's like every few minutes he'll crack a joke. with me out of being this. And now when, like, even if my husband and I try to have an argument, they won't let us. They just bring in divine love and make us laugh and laugh. Like there's no seriousness. Like he keeps saying, stop being so serious. So his personality is kind of fun. It's like he likes to teach. Yeah, he loves teaching.
That's
So
beautiful. So as a recovering Catholic myself, I from one recovering Catholic to another, I'm looking forward to this session.
thank you.
All right. So my first question, and by the way, can you tell how you channel? Like you come in and out. Like a lot of people go into trance and stay in trance.
Oh
You
yeah.
kind of come in and out, which is a little out of all the channels I've had on the show, yours is very unique to you. I haven't had people who kind of do it the way you do it. So can you explain so people aren't taken aback by it?
The way I channel is like I come in and out of trance really quickly. Since I started channeling Saint Germain, I don't watch other channelers because I don't want it to influence I don't want it to influence my ego. So I actually wasn't even aware of how other people channel like now, like because it's been probably 10 years since I've watched channelers, but yeah, so I go in and out of trance really quickly. Like as soon as he comes in and gives me the message and then he's done, he hops out and then I just come out of it and then I'll go back in with the next question. And
And you can do it
yeah,
without any issue. I mean, physical issues like
it's
going to.
fast, like it's less than a second. Like as soon as I shut my eyes at any time, I'm in trance. Like it's a trance state. So how you know you're in trance is like you'll see all this bright white light and the eyes will twitch. And the deeper I go into trance, the brighter the light gets. And my eyes twitch faster. They're like looking around for the words, but it's almost like instant. So as soon as I say Saint Germain now, like he just slams in, like it just comes in so fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember our first episode. I was so worried because you kept coming in and out. I'm like, I feel like I'm beating you up. Are you okay? And you're like,
I
no, no,
know
I'm fine.
it looks uncomfortable. It looks uncomfortable, but it's not. It's actually
Okay,
a lot
good.
of fun. The spirit, and they bring in so much divine love that you just are like bubbling with joy. Like right now, they're already bringing stuff, and I just can't stop smiling. Like they're just like bringing so much deliciousness. It's divine love that you haven't felt on the planet, right? Like you don't feel that here. So they bring it up through my heart, and they just make me laugh and
Okay. Well, let's get going. So, all right, my first question to Saint Germain is, why would a soul choose to have a diseased body or mind for its journey on this planet?
Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We welcome you all. What a beautiful day with you in it. This is exciting. We are excited to connect with you. Okay, I'm just going to go a little deeper. Just one second. Why is illness created on planet Earth? It is to experience the frequencies, the polarity of that which you are. Each illness brings in new awarenesses, new challenges. It is another form of a prison. Tara spoke earlier that we all create prisons. All of you on planet Earth will create in your reality some sort of prison in order to find your way out. Can you be free while imprisoned? Illness is another way to do this. Many of you have the power to transmute your illnesses. We are showing our channel the new way of healing oneself. And we have been teaching her how to transmute into the gene codes and the DNA. We will explain a bit about this. The spiritual alchemy you all have within you, and you are able to transmute frequencies from dark back to light. Every illness has a root emotion. When we show the genes, there are some people who have created an illness, a defect in their chromosomes, an extra chromosome that would like to continue having that experience. So, for example, if someone has Down syndrome, they have chosen a life to have that experience of having Down syndrome. They will not transmute it back to love and not be having Down syndrome. They will continue to have that throughout their life. But others that have autoimmune disease or genetic defects are able to easily transmute these defects. It is part of the challenge on planet Earth to come out of the prison. We are showing our channel that there are many genetic defects that people have within the family. This goes through the DNA, and one would inherit it to the next. How would I do spiritual alchemy? We would say to write the words of the disease or the illness on a piece of paper and hold it in your hands. Call in Saint Germain and Eileen. Command the violet flame to evoke within you, within your consciousness. And with Saint Germain, call us in the vibrational frequency of the words and the letters that you're holding in your hand on the piece of paper. They each have light code frequencies within them, and it is transmuting these frequencies back to love within the disease or the illness. One would research their illness in order to get the medical terminology, whether it's Chinese medicine or Western or Eastern medicine. Write them on a piece of paper and hold them in your hands and call in Saint Germain to transmute these. All of you can do this. This is not just a channeler. Many of you meditate. Many of you come to the now moment. This is all that is required. At the beginning, it won't work because you do not have the belief. And so continue doing this. Go on your intuition to how often. Hold the pieces of paper in your hand. The vibrational frequency of them, your subconscious recognizes. Your physical body's consciousness recognizes the frequency. Your auric fields, your mental body, emotional bodies, they all recognize the frequencies of the words that you're holding on in your hand. And you are putting the intention that you are transmuting these frequencies of the illness back to love. At the root of all illnesses, there is an emotion. If you know of the emotion that is blocking the meridians or blocking the chakras, then write it on a piece of paper as well and command that that be transmuted back to love. This will increase the rapidness of healing. We would not call it healing because in our perception, you are all already healed. You are all already perfection. It's you have forgotten that you're a perfection. This is a remembering. I remember that I am perfection. I remember that I am perfection. And as you go into your meditation and you hold the pieces of paper and you call us in to transmute, command that you connect to the aspect of God, the aspect of source, whatever terminology you use for the universal energy, command that you connect to the aspect of it that is perfect health. And then you will begin to channel in a stream of God consciousness that is perfect health. This stream of God consciousness knows how to transmute fears back to love. This is not only with genetic defects or mutations. This is with any illness. The reason we brought up the genes is because there are many that are we would not use the terminology very. There are many that are extremely frustrated at this time with the genetic mutations that are created in the reality. They are feeling lost. They are going to doctors and no one can help them. They are going to doctors and they cannot get in to an appointment or they cannot afford the appointment. We would not say to stop your medications or your medical treatment. We would say to add this as an extra treatment. Continue to go to your doctors, but add some power in your healing, in your transmuting. Add it to yourself by doing spiritual alchemy with us. The genetic codes, we would say if you have an inherited, that is the correct terminology. If you have an inherited disease, then write the DNA and RNA on the pieces of paper as well with the chromosomes that are affected and defected, and also the gene mutation. If you can research it and find the gene mutation that matches the disease or illness that you have, write that on a piece of paper as well. Hold it in your hand, and we would say roughly 15 minutes. And you will put the intention that this transmutes back to love by evoking the violet flame of transmutation, calling us in. As we said, at first you won't have the belief, but continue to do so on your intuition. You might want to take a day off or two as the physical body adjusts to transmuting these frequencies back to love. When you are healing yourself, we would not use the terminology healing. We would say when you are transmuting dark back to light within yourself, or fears back to love within yourself, to transmute a disease or illness back to love so that it lets go out of the physical body. When you are doing so, there are many layers, many layers for many of these genetic defects. This would take time. And as you transmute, the physical body is doing the work. And so it is opposite of what you would get in the medical field. The doctor would give you medicine and you may get a side effect from the medicine. But when you are transmuting it within yourself, what is happening is that your physical body consciousness changes your perception of the frequency that you're holding, of the words that you're holding in your hand. So if the illness is lupus and you're holding it in your hand, the physical body sees lupus as dangerous. And so it blocks meridians to give you a symptom so that you will realize that you have lupus. And when you do the spiritual alchemy, by holding it in your hand and commanding it transmutes back to love, your perception begins to change of the frequency. It is all energy. You are seeing the energy as dangerous. And so it is blocking a meridian to show you that it is dangerous. But by doing the spiritual alchemy, your subconscious says, oh, I do not have to see that frequency as dangerous. And it begins to look at it in a different viewpoint. It begins to see it as love. And it stops blocking the meridians. And therefore, you stop getting the symptoms. It is not healing it in the way of a cure. It is changing your perception of it so that you no longer feel the symptom of it. If you have an emotional stress after this, then it may trigger the cellular memory and the symptoms might return. We would say to simply put the emotion that triggered the stress in your hand and do another spiritual alchemy with us to transmute it back to love. You did not bring the illness back. It is that the cellular memory, every cell in your body has a memory and it stores the emotions. And so if you have a stress or a trigger that reminds you of that emotion that was already transmuted to heal your illness, then it will appear to be back, but it is only temporary. Do the spiritual alchemy again, and it will transmute the emotions back to love.
If you're enjoying this conversation, I invite you to go deeper down the rabbit hole with me on Next Level Soul TV. It's packed with exclusive content like live special guest Q&As, daily podcasts, commercial-free access to the entire Next Level Soul catalog, early access to episodes before they air, and special meditations you won't find anywhere else. We will be adding new exclusive content every month, plus you can connect with me during my monthly live streams. Just go to nextlevelsoul.com/subscribe and join our soulful community today. I'll see you on the inside.
All of you can do this. This is going on your intuition to how often the physical body has to adjust, and the physical body has to adjust to the transmuting. And so at times when the physical body is transmuting within itself an illness, it will feel uncomfortable for a day or two because you're bringing that emotion to the surface. And so the symptoms might flare up for the first 24 hours, but then will settle as your body transmutes it It is pushing the energy through each meridian. And so the symptoms might feel more loud as you are transmuting. Oh, it's excellent. All able to transmute emotions within your body and transmute illnesses back to love. This is an added tool to your toolkit. Ah, blessings. Oh, that was a long one.
That was a long answer to a short question. That was
Yeah.
very powerful, but very, very powerful.
He's teaching people how to heal themselves.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Next question is, what are humanity's key spiritual lessons that they need to learn, that we need to learn in the future?
Oh, yes, welcome. We would say to be in the now moment, be in the present moment. You are all aware of this. This is nothing new for any of you. We are tapping into the audience's frequencies. One moment, please. Resist nothing, allow everything. Oh, there are many that are giving their power away. One moment, please. There are many that are on their spiritual path and they are awakening. And we would say the most important thing is to love you instead of please another's ego. What we mean by this is that when you are awakening, when you are a child, you are taught you must serve everyone around you. As a child, you are born and your spirit is happy. It is full of joy and you are free. You feel free. Many of you feel free. Some of you do not feel free from birth if you are in an abusive home, but many of you do feel free for the first few years of life. And then as you turn age 5, you must start to please others around you. You must clean your room and go to school and please the teacher and please your parents. And then you leave school and you get your first job and you must please your boss. And then you go to college or university, you must please your teachers. And then you get married and you must please your spouse and you have children and you must please your children. You have veered so far away from your heart, so busy to please everyone around you, you have lost who you are. And there is no joy left because the inner child is an aspect of your spirit that experiences awe and joy and wonder and innocence. And she has, or he has, or they have your key to happiness. So our recommendation for your spiritual awakening is go this way. As you connect with that inner child within you and stop pleasing the egos around you, you will begin to find the joy and love within yourself. This is a divine joy. It is not an ego joy. There is a difference. The ego would make you always chase joy and chase love and chase happiness. But it is never outside of you. It is in the now moment within your heart. It is connecting to that inner child. Every time you answer somebody or talk to somebody or respond to somebody, ask, did I just answer them to love me or to feed their ego? Going in and loving the God within yourself is the missing piece. Many of you have mastered how to give love outside of yourselves. But your spirit is just as important as everyone around you. And yet you are always giving, 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 but never to yourself. We would say the most important thing is you. There is a missing piece in the universe, and the universe is striving to be whole again. The universe is wanting to be whole again. But if you have removed yourself from the pie, it cannot be a full energy. It can't be at one energy again. If you're giving that love to everyone except for yourself, you are not making a whole pie. You're adding a separation to the universe. We would say when you begin to love the God within you, you put the piece of yourself back into the pie and the universe becomes whole again. This is imperative to master that on your spiritual journey. In order for the universe to become whole again, it is always striving for a balance of the yin and yang. And if you're separating yourself from it, it can never be whole. Blessings.
So how can spiritual insights explain the global conflicts and upheavals that are happening around the world?
Oh, yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We would say that there are many wars on the planet Earth, and there are many natural disasters at this time. This is imperative for the spiritual awakening. You are moving into a fifth dimension perception. You are not going anywhere. Some of you are asking, where is fifth dimension? What is this new world? What is this new earth? And it is not a place you are going. It is a state of consciousness. It is a perception. If I am in the now moment and I am perceiving everything in this now moment, everything is in perfection. I am not in the past or the future. If I am in the past or the future, I am in the ego consciousness. And to move to the new earth, one must be in the now moment, and your perception and everything around you will begin to change to the fifth dimension perception. And it is with the wars and the natural disasters on planet Earth that are bringing these dense, dark frequencies to the surface from the past lifetimes, which are all happening now. The past lifetimes are happening now, and you are all transmuting as a collective consciousness. You have created your wars from judgment and from fears and from not being able to transmute them in past lifetimes. As the wars are happening on planet Earth, all of you on the planet are transmuting this within your consciousness, the judgment on it and the perception of it from the ego consciousness. I hate this. I don't want this. I resist this. I do not like this. All of these judgments are being transmuted, and we would say to stay in the now moment and let go of the judgment, and the wars can cease. But it is that many are judging it as something wrong or bad, and we are showing our channel that in our perception, there is nothing good or bad or right or wrong. It simply is. It is standing in the now moment and looking at through observation rather than judgment. This transmutes the frequencies rapidly and the wars can end. But if everyone is judging, then they will continue. How can I help everyone on the planet? I am wanting to be a light worker and heal the wars and heal the natural disasters. And we would say to stand in empathy, not sympathy. We have mentioned this before. Many of you are already aware. It is sympathetic eyes. When you are looking at something with sympathy, you are feeling sorry for it. You are seeing them as a victim. And when you see them as a victim, then all you have to offer them is the frequency of victim. This cannot heal them. This cannot transmute it. This cannot stop the wars. This will only give it more fuel from the ego consciousness to propel forward with their wars, because you are offering them a frequency of victim, of suffering, of struggling. If you stood in empathetic shoes and saw them as having an experience instead of suffering or struggling or victim, then you are offering them divine love, and it can be transmuted and the wars can cease. We would say that natural disasters are, Mother Earth is transmuting through her chakra system, just as you are, as in your awakening. Mother Earth is awakening, and she is awakening to a fifth dimension, and therefore she is cleansing out her chakra systems. Each of the natural disasters are a reflection of that. It is not happening to you, it is happening for you, as Alex mentioned earlier. This is all a spiritual awakening on planet Earth. You all know the finish line. Some of you are saying at this time, well, how can I get to the end? How can I do this quickly? And the spirit does not need to race to the finish line because it already knows what it is. You are consciousness. That is your essence. And so there is no race to the finish line. The spirit enjoys the journey because it already knows what's at the finish line. It already knows that it is going back to divine love. You came to the planet to experience the polarity of that which you are. And as you experience the frequencies, enjoy the feeling of the frequencies. How does anxiety feel? How does hate feel? What am I relaxing into here? Allow me to feel the frequencies of hate and give it love. What does it need? Do not resist these emotions. As you are judging the wars as being bad, instead, relax into it and observe it as them having a human experience. They are experiencing frequencies. Everyone who is on the planet that has participated in the wars or has gotten injured in wars, their spirit signed up for that because they were excited to experience the frequencies. And so it is an honor for the spirit to participate in the wars in order to transmute for humanity as they go through their shatters on planet Earth and their triggers. And all the pain transmuted rapidly. And this brings the planet back to more love. We are all excited for your journey on planet Earth because it is a great spiritual awakening at this time. We are not seeing anything in disharmony. We are seeing it in perfection. And we would say that the progress on planet Earth is rapidly changing, and we are excited for where it is heading.
Thank you. It's still like every time you come in and out, I feel like, are you okay? Is everything fine?
I know, it looks so funny. Yeah. He just hops out so fast. It's like,
Yeah, it's a very interesting process you have for sure.
Yeah.
My next question, what future do you see for our world economic systems?
Oh, yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We are showing our channel. We are tapping into the collective's energy. One moment, please. There is still more to experience with loss on planet Earth, financially, and one moment, please. I just have to go deeper. Just one second. Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. There are many on the planet that are experiencing financial crisis and economic upheaval, and we would say this will continue over the next few years. Do not see it as detrimental. There is an end to all this chaos. It is that you're going through a spiritual awakening, and it is for your highest good, whether your perception is of that or not. Where are you struggling? Where are you suffering? Change your perception of this. This is that on planet Earth at this time, the political systems are getting shattered, and you will see more lies, deep lies of their egoic consciousness coming to the surface. And people are, we would not use terminology people, we would say humans on planet Earth are becoming frustrated with this. The trust has been lost for the government systems, and this is excellent in our perception because it is forcing everyone to go in and find the truth within themselves. What you are seeing in the political systems is the lies of what you have not transmuted within yourself from past lifetimes. It is showing up in your reality as a reflection of where you're vibrating at. If there are many political leaders that are tricking me and that are lying to me, then how is this a reflection of myself? How am I lying to myself? How many times a day does my ego lie to me? And begin to change that within yourself. It is showing you a reflection of where you're vibrating at. This is the same with all the poverty on the planet at this time. It is a reflection of the belief systems. You are changing belief systems at this time in order to awaken the planet. And it would be that the monetary systems are changing rapidly. We're showing our channel that most of your money on the planet is not tangible, in like you cannot hold it in your hands. It is all digital. And is it even real? Is this real? If I cannot hold it, then what is it? Is it air? Is it nothing? Is it so an economic crisis? Why is there no money if it is all digital and it is all, there are many lies in the bank systems as well. We are showing our channel. There are many lies that you will begin to see the lies over the next few years is they are creating money out of thin air, and it is causing them balance on the planet because of all the lies and the greed. And as you go through your systems, then everything is shifting because of the tricks and the lies. This is it causing an imbalance on planet Earth, but we would say that it will straighten itself out as the yin and yang become balanced again. Ask. When you hear a politician speak, ask, is this my truth? When you hear a bank system speak, ask, is this my truth? When you hear your religious institutions speak, ask, is this my truth? When you hear your educational system speak, ask, is this my truth? Because there are many lies and they're all in boxes. There are boxes on planet Earth that are built as prisons, and you are all making your way out of these boxes. They are, I cannot see outside the box. I cannot see a third way, a fourth way, a fifth way. Ask us, ask the universe, what is a third way? What is a fourth way? What is this fifth way? If you are in a financial crisis, ask, what is another way? There are millions of ways that could fix your problem at this time, that your perception, we would not say you have any problems, but in your perception that you are having a problem in your reality, there are many more ways than you are seeing. You are seeing in only two ways. It's black or white. It's yes or no. It is this or that. But we would say there are many possibilities. Ask us when you have a crisis in your reality or what you perceive to be a crisis. Ask us to show you a third way, a fourth way, a fifth way. What other possibilities could switch this crisis into more love? And we will begin to create magic in your reality. All the systems on the planet that you are seeing that keep you in your prisons, all the structures, everything that is structured, religions, educational systems, political systems, financial systems, they are all in a box. But outside the box, there is a third way, a fourth way, and a fifth way. Once you begin asking, show me another way, then things shift in your reality for more abundance, more love, and more joy and happiness. It is letting go of the old way and letting go of believing the lies from all the systems outside of you and going in and finding a new way and creating your own reality. We will give an example. Tara is creating a reality. They had a snowstorm, and the storm was so heavy that it buried cars all around them. All the neighbors' cars are buried, but Tara stepped into fifth dimension, and the storm did not bury her car. There was no snow on her car. There was no snow on her roof. There was no snow around her heat pump. There was no snow around the barbecue. There was no snow on the deck. There was only snow that built a wall around the house and protected her from the storm. And all the neighbors spent days unburying their car. And she created a fifth dimension perception of the storm. This is what we are saying. You can be in the center of the chaos and not be part of it. Step into the now moment and ask what a third way is, what a fourth way is, and what a fifth way is, and watch the magic show up in your reality. Oh, blessings.
And drink some water. I'm like a worried mom or aunt right now. I'm like, guys, please drink water. My next question is, what does Saint Germain see for us in this next coming year and in the following decade, the rest of this decade?
Oh, yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We would say that tapping into the frequencies on planet Earth, that time is changing rapidly and space is folded. When you go to psychic or a medium reader 20 years ago, time was slower. It was that time has sped up. It is folded space. It is not the past, present, and future. It is now stacked moments. And because Mother Earth's time has sped up on the planet, then everything is happening now. It is unfolding in this now moment. So as you tap in, or as we tap in to the future, we are seeing the frequencies up to 3 months, but they can change based on where the collective consciousness is vibrating at. If everyone on the planet stopped judging the wars, they would cease. But at this time, there are more than 50% of the planet judging the wars, and so they continue. We would say that in our perception at this time, over the next few months, there will be more peace coming to the planet in the sense of a calmness as the universe is bringing you through new light code frequencies with each full moon. We are showing our channel the solar eclipse coming up that people are so worried about. We would say to let go of your worries. There will not be trauma and chaos with what this is April 8th. We're showing our channel. There are many people. We are showing her the TikTok or the YouTube, and it is full of fear around April 8th. We would say, let go of your fears. There is no chaos. It is all in alignment. Everything is well on planet Earth. Okay, we will go ahead past April 8th, and we are showing our channel that there's a new blanket of frequencies coming onto the planet of peacefulness for many areas. As you change your perception, ask to receive these light code frequencies. Yes, you can all receive them. If you are deep in third dimension and deep in ego consciousness, you will not receive them because you are not in the now moment. You're not open to receiving. Your vibration is saying, I'd like to stay in third dimension and not receive new light code frequencies, but all of you can receive them at the full moon. They come in with the full moon onto the planet. Simply state you are open to receiving them and be present in the now moment on the days leading up to the full moon. And you will begin to download. You will hear it as a ringing in your ears, and this will bring more peace to your reality. We are showing our channel that all of you can receive this if you are in the right vibration, meaning be present in the now moment. You are all aware of this. Yes, let go of the being caught up in third dimension and be present. And this will change your reality to more peace over the next few months. We're showing our channel the more alien sightings and more alien connection in order to we would say to create more belief systems that there is something other than what you're seeing in the ego. This is happening to many. Many are not saying that it is happening to, not to them, for them, but there are many that are having more alien sightings and conversations that are not yet telling anyone because they are embarrassment or disbelief or shock, or they're not believing people will believe them. But you will find over the next few months, there will be more and more. We're showing our channel that there will be implementation over the next decade with the sun and the solar radiations. We're showing our channel. Okay, I don't know what it is they're showing me. It's like they're little squares. They almost look like little rectangles, little tiny ones, and they're all up in the sky.
Okay,
And
stars?
no, they're not stars. They're like little rectangle things. It's like they're floating in the atmosphere, and it's like
Okay.
put there to something with the radiation and the heat,
Okay.
to block the sun's radiation. I see that like close, like it's kind of further away, so probably like the decade, because you said like 10
Mm-hmm.
years, so it's like the burning up of our planet, the global
Mm-hmm.
warming is what I'm seeing. There's going to be some implementations from like scientists for global warming, and I see these little rectangle things. They're only about like this big, it looks like, and they're all floating up in the atmosphere. To, I don't know if it's to stop the ice melting or if it's to block the sun's radiation. And then I'm seeing, oh yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. Yeah, a lot of systems changing, like that they were talking about earlier. Um, I'm just gonna come out of trance here for a second.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of systems shifting like really fast, like the educational system, financial, like everything's just like really gonna start changing more rapidly over the next decade. Like um people creating their own things. There's a lot of people going to start creating stuff from their own soul. Like all of us have these talents and gifts that we brought to planet Earth, and there's a lot of us not tapping into them. So he's showing me that there's a lot of people that will be tapping into their talents and their gifts and start to tap into their passions, because there's a lot of people hiding. They're so scared to show their truth. And so once they get over and transmute those fears of being seen and standing out, and I feel like today they're only there through light codes, um, to your audience. And a lot of them that I was seeing were coming through to help people, empower people to step into their truth and to not be afraid to be seen and show their talents and gifts. So he's saying that if you're creating something, it's time to get it out there. Um, the the wars are gonna like settle, like I'm looking over in like Ukraine and like that area over the next decade. It's just like feeling like it's just fading out. But the thing is that really the intense frequencies that they can tap into are for the next 3 months. And depending on what the collective does, it unfolds something new. So
Sure.
a lot of things can change. But if we stop judging, things will change rapidly, you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And my final
Yeah.
question is, do they have any parting messages for the audience?
Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to tap in really deep to everyone's frequencies, and you have a lot more viewers now, so it just might take me a minute longer.
Sure, not a problem.
So they tap in real time, so they tap into when the person's watching it. And then we just kind of give a general um or specific sometimes reading of where everybody's at. Oh, okay, so Mother Mary just came in, so Jesus and Buddha and Mother Mary. So they're showing me that they're going to be bringing through frequencies with this message from all four of them, Saint Germain, Jesus, Buddha, and Mother Mary. So just if you're open to receiving, just say you're open to receiving. You might feel something in your chakras or in your body or chills, and then you might feel more joy after or something. Um, it's different for everybody. It's kind of like when you get an energy healing, like a Reiki or something, similar. Oh, yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. One moment, please. Okay, I'm just tapping into everyone's energies. There's a lot of people.
Hmm.
Oh, yes, welcome. We are showing our channel, Deep Loneliness. There are so many people on the planet. They're so lonely. For those of you who believe you are alone, you are not alone. There are many that are hiding in their houses and they are feeling deep loneliness. They are wanting home, and we are with you. You're not alone. There are so many times that you believe that we were not there. We would recommend to not doubt we are bringing in messages and you question this, you say, was that me or was that my spirit guide? And then that brings in doubt and it pushes our energy away. You must know and believe that we are with you. Do not doubt this. When you feel us giving you a message, then say, I know that it was a message, and we can bring in more messages and you will not feel so alone. The loneliness is that you're not connecting to the inner child. It is the inner child that has that key. If you connected to your heart, it is your essence. If you connected to that aspect of yourself, you would not need anything outside of yourself. You are attaching to people around you and seeking love from them, and then getting disappointed when they let you down or when they reject you. Every time someone rejects you, turn in, hold your inner child. Do this in a visualization. If you do not visualize, write it down or draw a picture or buy a doll and talk to the doll as if it is your inner child. Every time someone rejects you, hold your inner child in your arms and tell them that they are enough and that you do not need anything outside of yourself, because the belief system is that we do. We were taught that we need others to love us. And the deep loneliness is because no one can give us that love, because they are all in the ego consciousness. It is the only game that anybody is playing, is the ego consciousness. So they must reject you. They must hurt you because they're in the ego. There's no other game for them. So you will never find it outside of yourself. You will continue chasing that love, but you will never find it outside yourself. Go in and give yourself a new story. Move your inner child up to the year 2024 so they do not have to keep reliving the pain from the past. Tell them that they are more than enough. If someone rejects you, go in and correct it right away. If someone hurts your feelings, only because you're not giving that love to yourself. Give it to yourself and tell your inner child that's all we need. We do not need them to love us because you're more than enough. And now that I know you're here in my heart, then I do not need them to love you or to love us, because you are more than enough. And then this switches it. And so the next time someone rejects you, it no longer hurts because you are not seeking it outside of yourself. It is all attachments. We are showing our channel that if you let go of your attachments, you can never have disappointment. The disappointment comes from the attachment to the outcome of how things are supposed to be or how I think things should be. But we would say that it is all an attachment from the ego. Let go of the attachments and you will be set free. Give that love to yourself. It is time. It is time. We are all with you. You are not alone. You are home in your heart. You are home with us, and call us in. We are here. Ah, blessings. So he's showing me that it's just, you can just keep recreating the loop. It's like, if I don't master that frequency of loneliness, then I'm just going to find it everywhere. So if I can go in and do that now and transmute it now, then it's going to stop showing up in my reality. Because once you change the vibration within yourself and give yourself that love, then everybody around you starts to pour love. Like everywhere you go, people are kind and they're nice. If you're getting rejected when you're out in public, like at a restaurant by the waitress or at a cashier in a store, it's because you haven't given it to yourself. So once you give it to yourself, then it starts to reflect back to you. It's like you creating your own reality to reflect back to you. So I know that this probably a lot of like similar messages on your channel, like, but he's showing me that it's that deep loneliness, that's the frequency that needs to be changed right now.
Tara, it is always such a pleasure talking to you. In Saint Germain and the others that come through you are so beautiful and profound. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Where can people find out more about you and the work that you're doing in the world?
My website is taraarnoldart.com and my YouTube channel's at Tara Arnold, and we do live events and also video courses on how to channel. So yeah, if you want to join us on YouTube, I'd love to meet you. And thank you, Alex. It's always a pleasure to see you, and you have such beautiful energy. My inner child loves hanging out. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you and everything you are doing to awaken the planet. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Click on one of the videos below to continue your journey, and don't forget to subscribe.